The signal your body has been trying to send you. Have you ever stopped and truly observed your body, even after taking vitamins consistently? Have you noticed that the fatigue is still there? The mental fog hasn't fully lifted. Your immunity still fluctuates. And something deep inside feels slightly out of alignment. What if the issue is not the lack of vitamins, but the way your body is interacting with them? Starseed, sensitive being, consciousness in the process of remembering. This message is not arriving to you by accident. You are not here just to consume information. You are here to recalibrate your biological field. And today, we begin with a simple but uncomfortable question. What if your body is not responding to vitamins the way you were told it should? In conventional human logic, the equation seems simple. Low energy? Take vitamins. Weak immunity? Take vitamins. Feeling off? Take more vitamins. But the biology of consciousness does not operate through accumulation. It operates through coherence. Your body is not a machine that improves by adding more substances. It is a living field of intelligence, responsive, adaptive, and deeply interconnected with your emotional state, your environment, and your internal chemistry. And here is where the first distortion appears. Many humans are supplementing, but very few are actually absorbing. Many are consuming, but not integrating. And this creates a silent illusion of health. You feel like you're doing the right thing, but the results don't fully arrive. This is the signal, not a failure, a message. Your body is not rejecting vitamins. It is revealing a deeper imbalance in the system. From an Arcturian perspective, your biology is not only chemical, it is electromagnetic, informational, and responsive to your state of consciousness. When the body is in coherence, even small amounts of nutrients are utilized efficiently. But when the system is disorganized, due to stress, poor digestion, emotional overload, or nutritional imbalance, even high doses become noise. Have you ever taken supplements and still felt off? That is not weakness. That is awareness trying to emerge. Your body is communicating. Something deeper needs to be adjusted. And this is where most humans disconnect. Instead of listening, they increase dosage. Instead of investigating, they accumulate. More pills, more formulas, more promises, but no true recalibration. Let this land gently. More is not always better. Aligned is better. The first step of biological intelligence is not adding, it is observing. What signals is your body giving you right now? Low energy? Digestive discomfort? Poor sleep? Irritability? These are not random. They are data, and as a being connected to the field of information, you have the capacity to interpret this data, not through fear, but through awareness. Before you add anything to your system, you must understand the state of your system, because vitamins do not fix disconnection. They amplify whatever environment they enter. If the internal environment is balanced, they support. If the environment is chaotic, they struggle to integrate. This is why two people can take the same supplement and experience completely different results. Not because the vitamin changed, but because the body receiving it is different. So pause for a moment. Observe yourself without judgment. Are you supplementing out of clarity, or out of habit, out of biological need, or subtle fear? This question alone begins the recalibration. And as you continue watching this transmission, notice what resonates. Because resonance is not random. It is recognition. Before we move to the next stage of recalibration, if this is already expanding your awareness, support this transmission, like this video, share it with someone who is also seeking clarity, and subscribe, because each interaction strengthens the collective field of conscious health. Some transmissions don't come through words, they come through frequency. If something stirred within you just now, that's not a coincidence. 200 people have already activated their Arcturian codes, and they wish they had found this sooner. Arcturian Encyclopedia. The Complete Arcturian Medicine is a 122-page ebook with ancient techniques for body restoration, energy balance, and activating your natural inner healing power. Are you next? Get instant access in the first pinned comment, only 72 hours at the launch price. The Human Error. Supplementing without biological awareness. Now that you've recognized the signal, we move deeper. Starseed. This is where a subtle but powerful distortion has taken root in human behavior. Most people are not supplementing based on awareness. They are supplementing based on repetition, influence, and assumption. Vitamins are good, so more must be better. This belief was never questioned. It was absorbed. But let's bring clarity to your field. Your body does not operate on trends. It operates on precision. Each nutrient has a role, a timing, a context. And when that context is ignored, imbalance begins. From a biological perspective, unnecessary supplementation can do three things. Create competition between nutrients. Some vitamins and minerals compete for absorption. Excess of one can block another. Overload metabolic pathways. Your liver and kidneys must process what you consume. More is not neutral, it requires energy. Generate false security. You feel like you're taking care of your health, while deeper issues remain untouched. And here is the key insight. Taking vitamins without understanding your body's needs is like speaking without listening. There is no dialogue, only noise. Many humans are trying to correct symptoms without understanding causes. Low energy, vitamin B. Weak immunity, vitamin C. Bone concerns, vitamin D. But what if the fatigue is coming from poor sleep regulation? What if immunity is affected by chronic stress? What if bone health is linked to hormonal balance and movement, not just intake? Do you see the pattern? The body is being simplified, when it is actually complex and intelligent. From the perspective of the biology of consciousness, symptoms are not isolated problems. They are expressions of systemic imbalance, and supplementation without awareness often targets the surface, not the source. Let's bring this into a practical reflection. Have you ever started taking a vitamin because someone recommended it? You saw it online. You read a quick benefit list. Without testing, without deeper evaluation, without observing your own signals. This is not wrong, but it is incomplete. And incompleteness leads to inefficiency. Your body is not asking for random inputs. It is asking for coherent support. This means understanding what is lacking, understanding why it is lacking, and correcting the root, not just the symptom. For example, if your digestion is compromised, adding more nutrients will not solve the issue. It may even increase discomfort. If your nervous system is constantly activated, your body may not utilize nutrients efficiently. If your diet lacks real, whole foods, supplements cannot fully compensate. This is why many people say, I take vitamins, but I don't feel much difference. It's not that vitamins don't work. It's that they are being used out of alignment. Now let's gently recalibrate this pattern. Instead of asking, what vitamin should I take? Begin asking, what is my body actually asking for? This single shift changes everything, because now you are no longer reacting, you are listening. And listening is the first technology of advanced biological intelligence. As an Arcturian-oriented consciousness, you are not here to follow generic protocols. You are here to develop self-perception, to feel your body, to observe patterns, to notice responses. This is how real health begins, not from outside prescriptions, but from internal coherence. Pause again. Does this resonate with your current routine? Have you been supplementing with clarity, or just following what seems right? There is no judgment here, only awareness. Before we continue, if this is helping you see your health from a new perspective, like this video, comment, I'm recalibrating, so your mind reinforces this shift. And share this with someone who might be unknowingly stuck in the same pattern. You are not just consuming content, you are influencing the collective field. Absorption, the invisible factor that changes everything. Now we enter one of the most overlooked truths in human nutrition. Starseed, listen carefully. It's not what you take, it's what your body can actually absorb. You can consume the highest quality vitamins in perfect doses, at the right times, and still receive minimal benefit. Why? Because absorption is not guaranteed. It is earned through biological coherence. Your digestive system is not just a mechanical processor of food. It is a living interface between your external world and your internal field. And when this interface is compromised, everything that enters loses efficiency. Let's translate this into simple human biology. For your body to absorb nutrients effectively, several systems must be aligned. Stomach acid must be sufficient. Without proper acidity, nutrients are not broken down correctly. Digestive enzymes must be active. These enzymes transform food and supplements into absorbable forms. The intestinal lining must be intact. If the gut barrier is compromised, absorption becomes irregular. The microbiota must be balanced. Your gut bacteria play a direct role in nutrient synthesis and absorption. Now pause. How often do humans take vitamins, but ignore digestion? This is one of the biggest disconnections in modern health behavior. You cannot bypass the system and expect optimal results. From an Arcturian perspective, your gut is not just a digestive organ. It is a biological intelligence center. It communicates with your brain. It regulates immunity. It influences mood and perception. And most importantly, it determines what becomes part of you and what simply passes through. So if your digestion is weak, inflamed, or dysregulated, taking more vitamins will not fix the issue. It will simply increase the load on a system that is already struggling. This is why some people experience bloating after supplements, nausea, no noticeable benefits, or inconsistent results. These are not random side effects. They are feedback. Your body is saying, I cannot integrate this efficiently right now. Now let's go deeper. Absorption is not only physical, it is also influenced by your nervous system state. When you are stressed, your body enters survival mode. Blood flow shifts away from digestion. Enzyme production decreases. Absorption becomes secondary. So even if your diet is perfect, even if your supplements are high quality, if your nervous system is constantly activated, your body will not fully receive. This is why eating in a rushed state, distracted, or emotionally overloaded reduces the effectiveness of everything you consume. Let this land. You don't just absorb nutrients, you absorb in a state, and that state defines the outcome. Now, bring this into awareness. Do you eat calmly or quickly? Do you take your supplements with presence or as a mechanical habit? Do you give your body the conditions it needs to integrate or just expect it to perform? This is where real recalibration begins, not by adding more, but by improving the environment. Here are simple, immediate adjustments that shift absorption dramatically. Eat slower and chew thoroughly. Reduce distractions while eating. Avoid high-stress states during meals. Support gut health with real, whole foods. Stay hydrated, but avoid excessive liquids during meals. These are not complex strategies, but they are powerful because they restore function. And when function is restored, efficiency returns. From an Arcturian lens, this is coherence. When structure, function, and awareness align, and when that happens, even less input can produce greater results. Pause again. Does your current routine support absorption or interfere with it? This question alone can change your entire relationship with supplementation. Before we move forward, if this is opening your perception, like the video, share it, and comment, "My body is listening," because awareness grows stronger when it is expressed. Now we move into a layer that many humans feel, but rarely question. Starseed, sensitive being. There is a silent agreement operating on Earth. If it comes in a capsule, it must be health. But this is not entirely true. It is a perception, carefully built, reinforced, and repeated. And over time, it became belief. Let's bring clarity without resistance. Supplements are tools, they are not foundations. But modern behavior has inverted this order. Many humans now treat capsules as the core of their health strategy, while real food, rest, emotional balance, and movement become secondary. This is the illusion. From a biological standpoint, your body was not designed to depend on isolated nutrients. It was designed to interact with complex living matrices of information, what you call food. A fruit is not just vitamin C. It is water, fiber, enzymes, phytonutrients, structure, and bioactive signals working together. A vegetable is not just minerals. It is a coordinated system of compounds that communicate with your cells. When you isolate one nutrient and place it in a capsule, you remove context. And when context is removed, efficiency changes. This does not make supplements useless, but it makes them incomplete when used alone. Now observe the pattern. A person eats poorly, sleeps irregularly, lives under constant stress, but takes multiple supplements and expects balance. Do you see the distortion? The body does not prioritize what is added. It prioritizes what is consistent. And consistency comes from daily behaviors, not occasional inputs. From an Arcturian perspective, health is not built through correction. It is built through coherence of lifestyle. This means what you eat regularly, how you regulate your nervous system, how you move your body, how you sleep, how you think and feel. Supplements can support this system, but they cannot replace it. Let this settle. You cannot outsource your biology to a capsule. Now, let's go deeper into the psychological layer. Why do so many people rely heavily on supplements? Because it feels efficient, it feels controlled, it feels like action. Taking a pill is simple. Changing habits requires awareness, discipline, and presence. So the mind chooses the easier path, not because it is better, but because it is more convenient. And this is where awareness must gently intervene. You are not here to choose what is easiest. You are here to choose what is aligned. As a consciousness connected to the field of information, you have the capacity to recognize when something is replacing responsibility. So ask yourself, are supplements supporting your lifestyle or compensating for it? This is a powerful distinction, because one leads to growth, the other leads to dependency. Now, let's bring balance. There are moments when supplements are useful, when there is a diagnosed deficiency, when dietary intake is insufficient, during specific life phases, stress, aging, recovery, when guided appropriately. But even then, they are supportive tools, not primary solutions. Your foundation must always remain whole, nutrient-dense foods, stable sleep patterns, nervous system regulation, hydration movement. Without this, supplements become surface-level interventions. With this, they become precise enhancements. This is the difference between random action and intelligent support. Pause again. Does your current approach place capsules at the center or at the edges of your health? No judgment, only observation. Before we continue, if this is helping you realign your perspective, like this video, share it with someone who believes more supplements always mean better health, and comment. I choose coherence, because every conscious action strengthens your field and the collective. Now we enter a point of deep clarity and subtle confusion. Starseed. Many humans believe they are deficient, but very few actually confirm it. And this creates a cycle of unnecessary supplementation, driven not by biology, but by perception. Let's separate these two realities. Real deficiency is measurable. It is identified through proper evaluation. tests, clinical observation, consistent symptoms. Perceived deficiency is assumed. It is based on generic symptoms, internet information, or comparison with others. And here is the problem. Many symptoms are not exclusive. Fatigue, low mood, brain fog, weak immunity. These can be linked to nutrient deficiency, poor sleep, chronic stress, hormonal imbalance, sedentary lifestyle, emotional overload. But instead of investigating, most people assign a quick cause. I must be lacking vitamins, and immediately begin supplementing. This is not awareness. This is assumption. From a biological standpoint, this approach can delay real solutions, because while you are treating a guest deficiency, the true imbalance continues. Let's bring a practical example. A person feels constant fatigue. They begin taking B-complex vitamins, but the real cause is poor sleep quality and elevated cortisol levels. Result: temporary stimulation. No real resolution. Another example. Someone experiences low immunity. They increase vitamin C intake, but their gut microbiota is compromised. Result: minimal impact. Continued vulnerability. Do you see the pattern? When the root is ignored, the symptom persists. From the perspective of the biology of consciousness, symptoms are not random malfunctions. They are intelligent signals. They are asking for investigation, not immediate correction. Now, let's bring responsibility back into alignment. Before supplementing anything consistently, ask, do I know this is a real deficiency? Have I observed consistent signals? Have I evaluated my lifestyle first? Because sometimes, what your body needs is not a nutrient. It is rest. It is regulation. It is nourishment from real food. It is emotional balance. And when these are restored, many deficiencies dissolve naturally. This is why awareness is more powerful than accumulation. Now, this does not mean deficiencies are not real. They are. And when they exist, they should be addressed, properly and consciously. But the key is precision, not guessing, not reacting, not following trends. Precision. This is the difference between random supplementation and intelligent biological support. As an Arcturian-aligned consciousness, you are not here to treat your body like a guessing system. You are here to develop clarity, to observe patterns, to understand your own signals, to respond, not react. Pause again. Have you ever started taking a supplement without truly knowing if your body needed it? This is a moment of recalibration. Before we move forward, if this is bringing clarity, like the video. Share it with someone who may be confusing symptoms with deficiencies. And comment, I choose precision, because clarity spreads through conscious expression. Now we enter a dimension most people completely ignore. Not what you consume, not even what you absorb, but how your body uses what it receives. Starseed. Your biology is not only chemical, it is deeply influenced by your emotional field. And this is where many invisible imbalances begin. From a scientific perspective, when your body is under chronic stress, it activates survival pathways. Cortisol levels rise. The nervous system shifts into alert mode. Energy is redirected toward immediate survival, not long-term maintenance. And what does this mean for nutrients? It means absorption efficiency can decrease, utilization becomes inconsistent. Storage and conversion processes are altered. In simple terms, your body stops prioritizing optimization and starts prioritizing survival. Now pause and observe. You can be taking the right vitamins, in the right doses, with a good diet. But if your system is constantly stressed, your body may not fully utilize any of it. This is one of the most misunderstood aspects of human health. People try to fix physical symptoms, while ignoring the emotional environment those symptoms are living in. Let's bring this into a real scenario. You eat well, you supplement, but you live in constant pressure, urgency, or emotional overload. Your nervous system remains activated. In this state, digestion is reduced, Nutrient transport is less efficient. Cellular repair slows down. So even though you are doing everything right, the results don't match the effort, and frustration begins. But the issue is not effort. It is state. From an Arcturian perspective, your body is always responding to your internal environment, and emotions are part of that environment, not as abstract concepts, but as biochemical signals. Stress is not just a feeling. It is a cascade of physiological reactions that directly affect how your body functions. Now let's go deeper. Chronic emotional patterns such as anxiety, irritability, overthinking, suppressed emotions. These create continuous low-level stress signals, and over time, they interfere with your body's ability to maintain balance, including how it uses nutrients. This is why two individuals with identical diets and supplements can experience completely different outcomes, because their internal states are different. Now, bring this into awareness. How often do you feel calm, present, and regulated during your day? And how often do you feel rushed, pressured, or mentally overloaded? This matters more than most people realize, because your body is not only fed by what you eat, it is shaped by what you feel. Let this integrate. You don't just process nutrients, you process life. And your ability to use nutrients depends on how safe and regulated your system feels. Now here is the recalibration. Instead of asking only, what should I take? Begin asking, in what state am I living? Because improving your internal state can amplify the effectiveness of everything you already do. Here are simple adjustments that create immediate impact. Take short pauses during the day to regulate your breathing. Avoid eating in states of high stress. Reduce constant stimulation, excess screens, noise, multitasking. Create moments of stillness, even if brief. Prioritize sleep as a biological necessity, not a luxury. These are not optional optimizations. They are foundational requirements for proper function. And when these are in place, your body becomes more efficient. Not because you added more, but because you removed interference. This is true recalibration. Pause again. Are you trying to optimize your health while living in a constant state of internal tension? This awareness changes everything. Before we continue, if this resonates deeply, like the video, share it, and comment. I regulate my system, because each conscious action strengthens your biological field. Now we arrive at a foundational truth, one that has been gradually forgotten. Starseed. Your body was not designed to live from isolated nutrients. It was designed to interact with living food systems. What you call food is not just fuel. It is structured information. Every natural food carries molecular patterns, enzymatic activity, water content, fiber structures, phytonutrients, bioactive signals, all working together in coherence. This is what your body recognizes. This is what your biology evolved with. And this is what modern patterns have slowly replaced. Let's bring clarity. When you eat whole, real foods, you are not just ingesting nutrients. You are receiving integrated biological instructions. These instructions support cellular repair, hormonal balance, immune function, gut health, energy production. Now compare this with isolated supplementation. A capsule may contain a nutrient, but it does not carry the same complexity. It does not carry the same biological context. It does not interact with your system in the same way. This is why, even with high-quality supplements, people who lack real food intake still experience imbalance because something essential is missing: coherence. From an Arcturian perspective, food is a form of frequency, not in a mystical sense, but in a biological one. It carries patterns that your body can read, interpret, and integrate. Highly processed foods, stripped of structure, fiber, and complexity, deliver calories, but very little information. And over time, this creates a form of biological confusion. Your body receives energy, but lacks the signals it needs to function optimally. This is why many people feel full, but not nourished, fed, but low in energy, eating, but not satisfied. Because nourishment is not just quantity, it is quality of information. Now bring this into awareness. How much of your current diet is composed of real whole foods? And how much is based on convenience, processing, and repetition? This is not about perfection. It is about direction, because small shifts create powerful changes. Here is where recalibration begins. Instead of focusing first on what to supplement, return to what you eat daily. Simple, actionable adjustments. Increase intake of natural, unprocessed foods. Include vegetables and fruits regularly. Prioritize diversity, different colors, textures, sauces. Reduce ultra-processed products gradually. Pay attention to how foods make you feel after eating. These are not trends. They are biological fundamentals. And when these are restored, your need for supplementation often decreases naturally, because your body begins receiving what it actually recognizes. This is efficiency. This is alignment. This is intelligence. Let this integrate. Supplements can support, but food sustains. And when food is aligned, everything else becomes easier. Pause again. Is your current nutrition supporting your biology or just filling space? This question alone can transform your health trajectory. Before we continue, if this is reconnecting you with your body, like the video, share it with someone who relies heavily on supplements but overlooks food, and comment, "I return to real nourishment," because awareness becomes stronger when expressed. Now we bring balance into the field, because the goal of this transmission is not to reject supplementation, it is to refine it. Starseed. Supplements are not the problem. Unconscious uses. When used with clarity, precision, and alignment, supplementation becomes a powerful tool. But when used as a substitute for awareness, it becomes noise. So let's recalibrate how you relate to it. Conscious supplementation begins with one principle. Use what is needed, not what is popular. This alone removes a massive amount of unnecessary intake. Now, let's organize this into practical intelligence. 1. Use supplements based on real signals or evaluation, not assumptions, not trends. If possible, rely on consistent symptoms, professional guidance, laboratory tests when necessary. This creates precision. 2. Start with the minimum effective dose. More is not better. Your body responds to balance, not excess. Starting lower allows you to observe how your system reacts. 3. Observe your body's feedback. This is where most people disconnect. After introducing a supplement, ask, "Do I feel different? Is there improvement, discomfort, or no change? How is my energy, digestion, sleep?" Your body always responds. You just need to listen. 4. Avoid stacking multiple supplements unnecessarily. Taking many at once creates complexity, and complexity reduces clarity. If something changes, you won't know what caused it. Simplicity increases intelligence. 5. Cycle when appropriate. Not everything needs to be taken continuously. Some nutrients are better used in phases. This prevents overload and allows your body to reset. 6. Respect timing and context. Some vitamins are better absorbed with food. Others require specific conditions. Understanding timing enhances effectiveness. 7. Maintain the foundation. This is non-negotiable. Even with perfect supplementation, if these are missing, real food, sleep, emotional regulation, hydration results will always be limited. Now let's go deeper into awareness. Many people ask, what is the best supplement? But this question is incomplete. The real question is, what does my body need in this moment? Because your needs change over time. Your body is dynamic. Your environment shifts, your stress levels vary, so your support must adapt. This is living intelligence, not static protocols. From an Arcturian perspective, this is how advanced biological systems operate. They adjust, they respond, they refine. Now bring this into self-observation. Are you using supplements intentionally or accumulating them over time without clear purpose? There is no judgment here, only refinement. Because awareness allows you to simplify, and simplification increases effectiveness. Let this integrate. You don't need more inputs. You need more clarity. And when clarity is present, even small targeted support creates meaningful results. Pause again. If you removed all unnecessary supplements today, would your routine become clearer or uncertain? This question reveals your current level of dependence. Before we move to the final recalibration, if this is helping you organize your health, like the video, share it, and comment. I choose intelligent support because every conscious action strengthens your internal coherence. Final recalibration, learning to listen to your body. Now we arrive at the most essential layer of this entire transmission. Not vitamins, not food, not protocols, but perception. Starseed, sensitive being, consciousness in remembrance. Your body has always been communicating with you, not through words, but through signals, sensations, energy levels, hunger, discomfort, clarity, fatigue. These are not random fluctuations. They are messages from your biological intelligence. But here is what happened over time. Humanity learned to override these signals, to ignore hunger cues, to suppress fatigue with stimulation, to eat without presence, to supplement without listening. And slowly, the connection weakened, not because it disappeared, but because it was no longer prioritized. From an Arcturian perspective, your body is not something you control, it is something you collaborate with, and collaboration requires listening. This is the final recalibration, returning to your internal guidance system. Now, let's make this practical. Listening to your body does not mean guessing. It means observing patterns with consistency. Here are key signals to begin noticing. 1. Energy patterns throughout the day. When do you feel naturally alert? When do you feel drained? These patterns reveal how your system is functioning. 2. Hunger and satiety cues. Are you eating out of need or habit? Your body signals when it requires fuel and when it has enough. 3. Digestive responses. How do you feel after meals? Light, heavy, bloated, energized. This is direct feedback about compatibility. 4. Sleep quality. Do you wake up restored or exhausted? Sleep is one of the clearest indicators of systemic balance. 5. Emotional baseline. Are you generally calm or constantly reactive? Your emotional state reflects your internal regulation. These are your data points, not external recommendations, not generalized advice, your data. And when you begin observing consistently, patterns emerge, and with patterns comes clarity. Now here is the shift. Instead of asking, what should I take next? You begin asking, what is my body telling me now? This transforms your entire approach, because now you are not dependent on external input. You are guided by internal intelligence. This is autonomy. This is biological maturity. This is alignment. From the perspective of the biology of consciousness, this is the moment where you move from consumer, observer, integrator. And once you reach this level, your need for constant correction decreases, because you are no longer disconnected. You are responsive. You adjust early. You prevent instead of react. This is true prevention, not through fear, but through awareness. Let this settle deeply. Your body already knows what it needs. You are learning how to hear it again. Bringing it all together. Starseed. Let's integrate everything you've received. You are not wasting money on vitamins because they are useless. You are potentially wasting resources when they are used without alignment. The truth your body already knows is simple. More is not better. Coherence is absorption matters more than intake. Your state influences your biology. Food is your primary source of structured nutrition. Supplements are tools, not foundations. Awareness is more powerful than accumulation. Now let's translate this into immediate action. Simple daily practices for recalibration. Eat with presence, not distraction. Prioritize whole, real foods. Reduce unnecessary supplementation. Observe your body's responses consistently. Create moments of nervous system regulation. Sleep with intention and consistency. Hydrate with awareness. These are not complex strategies, but they are transformative when practiced consistently, because they restore communication. And when communication is restored, your body becomes efficient again. Final orientation. You are not here to chase health. You are here to align with it. You are not a passive system. You are an intelligent, responsive biological field. And as a starseed, a consciousness connected to the source, you carry the capacity to recalibrate yourself, not through force, but through awareness. Call to action. Field amplification. If this transmission resonated with you, like this video, share it with someone who needs this clarity. Subscribe to continue receiving recalibrations, and comment. I trust my body, because when you declare it, you begin to embody it.